back to the channel. Today, I've got two replays in the Sturm VK3601. This is a tank that I love. I love playing this tank because it can be so funny. It's a very mean tank. As you can see, that's why I load 25 heat rounds and 17 HE, and that's because the AP rounds have 128 pen, and the heat rounds have 177. The pen on the gun on this tank is the same as a Sherman 75mm. So that's why I load heat, because I just can't bother with the AP. But like, look at that shell velocity as it flew across. It's so slow. But this tank can be so many memes. As soon as they said that they were going to release this tank as the reward for last season's, I think one of the games, it was either autumn or summer games, I just had to have it because it was a VK3601 H chassis, which, you know, can produce the odd troll bounce here and there. But it's also not the slowest tank in the universe. And combine it with a 105 gun that had 350 alpha on decent pen heat rounds. But he's also a dirt gun. Yep. That's right down my alley. It is so much fun to play. Just to meme around. Like, that shot wasn't fully aimed, so it missed. But it's how fast you can devastate people. Like this guy over here, we can two-shot. We're missing that one. The gun's letting us down a little bit. It is quite a it is a dirt gun, so it's a derpy gun, but it can be just pure craziness. So we dropped that one in 363. That poor little tier 5 is just going to suffer. Oh, and we shut down this Crusader. That poor guy again. See, this VK doesn't know when to quit. He's like, wait, I lost so much health. What? Okay, I'm just gonna keep poking out our way. I'm gone. Yeah, well played, dude. Goodbye. Goodbye. But yeah, it's just crazy how good this tank is. Like, I don't think people. Again, this is one of those tanks that I don't think people quite got. And when they earned it for free, it was kind of like, you know, it's just another premium tank. Nearly one shot the Death Toaster. Like I say, I mean, you can get some meme shots off because the heat rounds are slow. It is one of those you can get silly shots where you auto aim over ridge lines, you can't see somebody, but they just fly in anyway. But because of the alpha at 350, which you can reliably pen pretty much everything at the tier, you can amass some big games. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like I say, a lot of people underestimate it because it was a free tank that they gave away. It's a tier 6. And, you know, people just looked at it and went, nah, not for me. Obviously, I'll say you can pen things reliably all the time. I don't really aim that very well, but I hit the upper plate, which I was never going to go in. I need to lower plate this guy, like we do. We shut him down. And there are 5 tanks left. At the minute, it's pretty even. But I'm feeling pretty confident we can win this. Just, we're still healthy. We've still got this gun. We've still got the pen. We're nicely top tier. This is one of those tanks that I do feel really strong in. I just love playing it. I can't reiterate that enough. It is a hell of a lot of fun to play. And I would recommend full heat and then load of HE as well. Because the HE is good against tanks that you can't pen. Because, like I say, it still is a dirt gun. So the HE is still viable for all that, but then the heat rounds are great. And even when you're facing tier 8s, 177 pen, you know, it's not enough for a fair few tier 8s. But then there's quite a lot that you will see that you can pen, so you can trade quite nicely with them. Like, you just played not, kind of like a tiger. You play not to get hit. You play to keep your gun in the game, keep firing shots out, but try not to be taking hits yourself, so that you've still got a hit point pool to be using if you need to. And the reload on the gun for 350 alpha at tier 6 as well is not that bad. Like, this, well, not this ARL, because I think he's stopped. Like the ARL with the 105, if you fire APCR, has a reload that's very similar. I think it might even be worse. But that's... The APCR's got 330 alpha, basically, on the ARL 105. If you didn't know, the AP's got 300, the APCR's got 330. Because it's an old relic of a gun. But that's got a similar reload to this, and it can just be fantastic. Because tanks don't... At tier 7, they just see a tier 6 and go, it's a tier 6. Whatever, and then they've lost 350 health, and they're kind of a bit like, what? You know, they're taken aback by it. So, like, in this game, we did 2.7k damage, and we got a top gun 6 kills, and that was a nice game. I enjoyed playing this tank for stuff like that, because you can do so much to people and really hurt them. And all we did was just push round the normal heavy tank flank on Mountain Pass. So this is another game I had in it, which was, I think it's quite a while before. I'm platooned up with Swindle, he's in his Hellcat 105, I think he was crew training for something. So I was like, you know what, we're at tier 6, the Sturm is coming out because Sturm knows best. So we're on Wide Park, and we're going to try our best to wreck the enemy team's day as much as possible. And we've got the good side. We've got the good side of Wide Park, because the other side cannot get as good a domination of this ridgeline as we can. We can get a good impression and box them in quite nicely. So right now we're going to sling shots at these guys as they aggressively push. And we've already taken half the health off that poor Type 58. And before he knows it, he's dead. I'm not too sure what that Cromwell's doing. But yeah, he clearly just didn't want to be in the game anymore. So we see the way we just see the way the teams are falling, to be honest, because they seem to have a lot of people camping down the 2 line. They are all just sitting on it. So we know we can push down to here onto this side and start dropping the shots in. I don't know if we hit that. I don't think we hit that T1 heavy. I think we would have killed him if we were. That Panzer III-4 is being pesky right now, but we're going to let it slide. And we're going to pop a shot at the 244. We bounce because it has got IS armour, so we do need to hit the lower plate or the cupola to pen it. This Panzer III-4 is still being a pain in the ass. The gun lets us down again a little bit on the T1 heavy. We track him only. And he just... Like I say, I don't think tanks realised the 350 alpha, because he just sat there and wanted to take it. And right now we've got a big bane, the big bane of all dirt guns, a wall. We can't shoot that T1 heavy, but we can shoot him, and we've knocked it down. Thank you, Panzer III-4. First mistake made. And this T1 heavy just sits out in the open forest, which is lovely. This 244 hasn't quite realised we're here, so we're going to start to rip off this destructible wall. He can shoot through it, but we're just hoping that he... You never know, at tier 6, some people haven't quite grasped that they can shoot through certain walls, so sometimes they won't shoot you if you're sitting behind it. So so basically I've just played that bluff. So Artie's just shut down that poor guy in front, that poor rover. He's sat in the corner. We've got an Absolution in front of us. We've got a Hellcat spotted for the first time. About 381. That is quite the roll. Like, sometimes you can roll above 400 with this gun, and you sit there going, wow. Right, it's great. It's so good. We're up to 2.1k, and the enemy team has definitely folded. We shut that guy down. We're now going for Artie. He's probably going to blap us. I've accepted this. But he misses, so... hey-ho. And we're trying to beat this IS to it. Unfortunately enough for us, he crashes into that other guy. And that means we can shut down the Artie for our 5th kill. 2.6k damage. And there's this KV-2 left. And that's it. We can just about see him. We're going to pop a shot. It misses. Unfortunate, but... it wasn't aimed, was it? Now, this KV-2 is dangerous for us because he can... You know what? He's got a 152 and he can smash us quite helpfully. Quite horribly. And we pop a shot through his turret. Yeah, he hits us for 300, but we hit him for 361. We hit him for about the same. And I penned him. It's great. We're up to 3k damage in 5 kills. And that's the Sturm. In a nutshell. It's such a good tank. Like that game there on my part was all about reading the map. You could see the majority of the team was down the 1-2 line, so you could push the down aggressively and try and put more pressure on them, keep them spotted. Even though we didn't get much spot, it's too close, it's wide part. And we dominated their team. So we've got a high caliber, ace tanker, steel wall, in a tank that is just so much fun. It's so good to play. So, as always everybody, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.